Evening, everyone. My name is Ahmed Rafet. I lead the machine learning and AI solution architect team in AWS. I work closely with my friend, my counterpart, Andrea here. And I'm delighted to be here to talk to you about some ideas, some new techniques, and some new use cases that we see our customers is actually using AI and generative AI for. So I'm from AWS, but maybe I will be the least person to talk about AWS today compared by Ben and everyone others was on the session. So I'm going to be focusing more on the use cases beyond just a chatbot. What other use cases we can see generative AI doing and what actually AI can do for us. Initially, I want to start by a quote from Socrates about why actually AI can be really helpful for us. Because for us as a human, curiosity is the key things for us. That is define us as a human. That's what will always drive us to the next innovation. However, the limit that we have, and that was part of the video that I was trying to play, is first of all is the time and the tool. You have a lot of amazing idea, but I don't have much time to implement that. And that's the role of the AI. So when you have an idea and you have the knowledge and you have the tool that can help you to ask the next question, that will help you to come with a new discovery by a new science or a new business that you're trying to achieve. And this is why an AI and generative AI is quite important. So generative AI is not here to replace your business. Generative AI is to accelerate you to answer the questions that you have and take you to the next question, take you to the next step to come by new ideas. And one of the really nice quotes that I really love from Jensen Huang is, and that's why maybe you can think about most of you use this platform before to being a DevOps, and now we are talking about an AI. Why you should be learning about AI, why you should be care about generative AI. It's not about, as I mentioned, that the AI can replace you, but what can actually happen 100% is someone else using AI is definitely will replace you or maybe accelerate what you're doing now. And that's why it's quite really important for everyone, even if you are not a data scientist, even if you are not a tech person, to start to embrace AI and generative AI and start to use it. And you see so amazing solution and ideas I'm going to discuss about it today and tools that can help you to build that. And that's our role as an AWS. And you're going to see a lot of the tools that we are providing is help you to accelerate your move to next step of implementing your solution with generative AI. So remember, if you're not using AI, someone else who uses AI can take your job. So just always keep this in mind. So where we are and what we see in our customers. So when generative AI started in 2023, everyone was just kind of a nice POC phase, okay? And then last year, people was talking about how I can faster take my workload to a production. And I think Andrea already discussed part of that, like how I can productionize my generative AI. And I would be touch base about some tool that maybe you hear about it today, like Bedrock and others, that help you to faster and easier and a secure way deploy your workload to the production, addressing some challenges that the team was just talking about, let's say, denial of service attack, how I can securely deploy all my stuff with generative AI doing that. So the question that the customer is doing in 2025 now, how I can actually scale faster to the production, how I can optimize my workload in 2025, and how I can put a lot of more agent to my generative AI beyond just asking a simple question of a chatbot. So let me try to categorize the demos that I will show it to you under 3 main blocks. So there's so many different use cases of generative AI, but different from industry to industry, but we can group them in 3 areas. The first one is optimizing the business operation. You're having current operation, how AI can help you to accelerate that. The second one is how you can increase your employee productivity in terms of, normal process, but also in terms of developers and data scientists and other. And last but not least is customer experience. How I can actually provide a better customer experience to my clients. So let's start by customer experience. So how many of you heard about Rufus? Did anyone hear about Rufus before? If you're using Amazon, did you hear about Rufus? Okay. So Rufus is representing the way now the customer is expecting to deal with search. Simply, instead of you go to Amazon.com and you search about a coffee machine, you can go to Amazon and you describe what you want. You describe your journey, what's your requirement. And then the AI will come to you with suggestions of what you are buying. You can ask questions to compare. So customer does not expect anymore, especially Gen Z. Anyone here Gen Z? Don't feel shy. Don't feel shy. We got one there. Okay, great. So they're brilliant, but they are impatient. Okay, like at least as my kids, right? They are impatient. They really get things done, and they are totally right? They want to get the accurate answer. And things like Rufus and others on the market is, and I'll show another examples as well, is they are expecting when they ask question, you get a response. But there is a good business opportunity of that because you can personalize the results. And you can have also an opportunity to upsell while you are providing the answer through the chat. So if you're still providing a traditional chat, traditional search engine within your organization, think about how you can transform the experience of people searching. An example beyond Amazon is actually Booking.com. So let's see if this will play. No? Okay, so I have to go and click play there. So if anyone try this before on Booking.com, it's called AI Planner. That's using AWS Bedrock. You can go to Booking.com like this one, and you describe the trip that you want. So that was actually a real example that I did myself. I was hoping to go on a trip in April, which I didn't able to, but I did it in July, which is good. And I got to say, my budget is $1,000. I want to go somewhere from London to spend 2 days. And Booking.com is utilize their own knowledge about me, about personalization with GenAI to give a recommendation where I should fly in, provide me a place in Spain and Italy, and bring me Barcelona, because specifically I've flown to spend a lot of my vacation before in Barcelona. I assume so. But you think about here, also come back with the hotel. And I can simply ask question. And instead of see the hotels on this ugly map and see how far and search about the hotel, that's wasting a lot of time. Literally with that, you transform the way that you provide experience for your customers. And this is all generative AI, by the way, right? So don't just think about generative AI as a chatbot. It's way above that, okay? And again, you can just like say, okay, that's great. Please do the booking for me. Cool? So that's a couple of examples. Another example, if we are talking about Octopus here and how you can interact with your client through a call center. Call center is one of the things that we all deal with it every day. However, 95%, maybe even 100%, try to skip the bot and go to the human. And the reason of that is actually the bot is not smart enough. But to be honest, we are not that fair to the bot. Like, they don't have the full context if we can take them as a human, right? Imagine that you provide the bot not just by a generative AI that can give an answer, you want the bot also to see the screen of the user. So imagine someone now try to do an upgrade for their tickets. So what they can do, they can call the call center, and then the bot or the LLM behind the scene, they will send them a link. When they click on that, the large language model will be able to see their screen. So will provide an answer. And even the user, which you will see in the demo, will not even describing what's there on the screen. The LLM will see and will guide them where to click. And that is actually, we have providing this with many of our customers. They are piloting and bringing us to the production, not only for their client, but also to onboard more people through their app. So let me play this for you. Not next. That should be play.
Hi, Andre. Thank you for calling Interis Airlines. Are you calling regarding your upcoming flight to Los Angeles on August 9th, 2022?
Yes, I'd like to upgrade my flight.
We're experiencing higher than normal call volumes. The current wait time to speak to a representative is 2 hours. Would you like to self-service while holding your place in line?
Yes, sure.
Great. I texted you a link to help guide you through the upgrade process. Please tap the link and put your phone on speaker so I can guide you.
So that's the link I'm talking about. And because it's a multi-modal, it will be able to process images that we are sending.
Okay. Here are your reservation details. Let me know which flight you would like to upgrade.
And you notice that the customer doesn't even talk anymore.
Now select the fare class which you would like to upgrade to. You can see what each upgrade option comes with on the screen below. Thank you for the information you have provided. Please review and confirm the changes you have made before finalizing your upgrade. Your flight upgrade has been submitted. A confirmation will be sent to you by email. Can we help you with anything else?
No.
So who
Thank
don't...
you for choosing Taris Airlines. We look forward to your upcoming trip. Have a great day.
So who don't need this? Like imagine you like immediately get it done. And the reason that we hate bots because it doesn't do what we want. But if it's that smart level, then everyone will be utilizing it. Okay? And that's behind the scene using an LLM that support the multi-modals. Okay? But there is more than that. So let's think about a next example. So recently, maybe 6 months ago, and not recently in the AI, this seemed like ages, 6 months ago, we launched a bundle of models we call Amazon Nova. Okay, so Nova is a bundle of models that that we are providing to our customers that came from a need that Amazon actually want those models. So we have understanding models and we have generative models that can generate videos and text and others. So those models, things like Micro, Lite, and Pro, and Premiere, all of those is understanding model. That means that the output is a text. Nova Micro is fast and small, and it's only text-to-text model. Lite and Pro and Premiere is a multi-modal, which means it accepts any type of media and text and generate text out of it. Then you got Nova Canvas for generating images, Reel to generate videos, and Sonic to generate voice. And that's what actually I want to show you next. Because we don't have much time to go to the rest of the models, so I will skip those models and I will go directly to those some of the images that Nova, by the way, is generating, which is really cool. This is a couple of the videos that Nova Reel is generating. If we can play this video, but anyway, it's the link here. But what I want to focus on, and again to focus on the customer experience, is Nova Sonic. So currently, most of the call center integration, what people is doing is getting the call, transcribe it, send it to the LLM, and the LLM generate a response, and then you convert this to voice and you send it back to the users. However, converting voice to text, you're losing a lot of context. Simple thing is about the tone and how the customer is actually interacting on this stage. If they are angry or they are happy, they are excited, all of this, you're actually losing it. So having a model that is speech to speech, making a big difference. And that's one of the models that we are providing here. So that's a demo I recorded. Looks like I'm talking to Amazon call center to ask about my order. And when I ask about my order, behind the scene, there is an agentic workflow. So there is an agent that connects to my database, will query, do whatever updates that I want, and also is connected to a knowledge base, as the team is explained, to get me an answer on the knowledge base. So let me play this to you so you can see how Nova Sonic can empower the call center. And by the way, you maybe think that, do you really need a call center? Maybe not. You can just open your app as an end user and talk to the app. So the future, maybe people doesn't want to have a call center at all. If I want to talk to Octopus Energy, I'll just open Octopus Energy app and just talk to the LLM. If I want to talk about my well, again, I'm going to talk about my well, right? So this is all can be done directly. And because it's a speech to speech, it's making a big difference. So let's see that.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Amazon Customer Service. My name is Amy Jones, and I'm here to assist you today. Whether you
Hi,
need
Amy.
help placing an order, tracking an existing one, processing a refund, or handling any complaints, I'm here to help. How can I assist you today?
I want to track my order, please, Amy.
Absolutely. I can help you with that. Could you please provide me with your order number or the email address associated with the order?
It is 1234.
I've checked the order with the number you provided. Your order is currently in transit and is expected to be delivered by May 15th, 2025.
Okay,
If you
so that's actually taking very long. Can you help me to escalate or refund my order?
I understand your concern about the delivery time. I can certainly help you escalate this issue or process a refund for your order. To
Okay,
escalate the issue, I'll need to contact our logistics team and provide them with your order number.
Okay,
For a
brilliant. That's fine. Can you just check and send me an email with an update, please?
Of course, I'll check on your order and send you an email with an update as soon as possible. Please provide me with your email address so I can send the update to the correct address.
It's tests@test.com.
Thank you for providing your email address. I'll check on your order and send you an email with an update as soon as possible.
Before we close, can you just tell me who's the current CEO of Amazon?
The current CEO of Amazon is Andy Jassy. He took over as CEO from Jeff Bezos in July 2021.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Have a good day.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could help. Have a great day.
So I want you to notice, I hope you notice that and that's a key thing, right? When I start to overspeak to the model, it stopped and listened to me. And that's one of the key things that we are providing in Sonic. And that's you're going to see in other speech-to-speech model as well that's coming. Otherwise, it will not be in a human looks-like interactive. The other thing that when I ask about my order or taking an email, all of this behind the scene is using agentic workflow. We use something called Strand. This is an open source agentic framework, if anyone hear about Strand. And also we have the integration with MCP, which is kind of an API thing of the developer and techie people here. And the reason that I ask who is the Amazon CEO, because I put this knowledge information in the knowledge base. So I would just want to check the knowledge base behind the scene as well. Okay, cool? But there's more than that as well, right? Because it's an API, I can actually integrate it with whatever I want. I can just simply connect it to my camera. So have a look to this one. Yeah, there we go.
Nova, tell me what you see.
I see a man standing in a room with a white ceiling. He's wearing a gray t-shirt with white text on it.
Nova, what does my shirt say?
Connections. Okay, so what happened here is actually Nova is also connected to the camera. Let's come.
And tell me what you see now.
All right. Yeah. So what you can be using it in. So imagine. So okay, come on. Finish. Okay. Let me move just to save time. So the idea is I'll just give you a use case that we use it internally in Amazon. So in the morning when people came to the fulfillment center and we open new area or certain area, the security or the team need to check if everything is safe and everything is in place. So they have a checklist, they go through it, and they need to maintain all the checklists. So checklist now is uploaded to the LLM, the camera is open, and they speak to Nova, and they go there, they open the camera, scan the place, check the whole checklist, and then the remaining stuff, they just do it manually. So instead of this process taking half an hour, it's taking 2-3 minutes. Multiply that with the scale of Amazon, that's tens and maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars that we save. Okay, with a simple integration with voice and Nova. And there's something also interesting. Talking about agents, and everyone talk about agents now. So agents can take an action as we described to go and query database, place an order, and have something we call MCP. But there is also some complex problem that the agent needs to do it by building and writing a code, which can do it on the fly to solve a specific problem. However, there is also a challenge that not everything on the internet is an API. And not everything is a recent friendly system that you can connect to. There is a lot of legacy stuff that people need to go to a web interface or an application to start to browse. So that's why we have what we call is Nova Act. So Nova Act is an LLM that designed with an integration with an open source framework to take a control of your machine and take control of your browser and go and search and take action based on that. You can do it this way, but you can think about it of an agentic workflow. Like if I have a specific problem that I cannot solve as an agent through a web calling, I can go and browse the internet and I say, I as an LLM, not as a human, right? As an LLM, I can give an answer, I can execute an action, or I can go to the web, browse the web, and get an action, or actually retrieve some information. So this example that I will show to you here is I just put a simple command, or not command, even text to Nova, and I say, can you book me a flight from London to New York, 1st of April to the 4th of April, 10th of April. And all what you see here on the screen is coming through Nova Act, controlling my browser. Filling all this information is totally done by Nova. From that moment, all what you see here, this is the thinking of the model. This is how the model is trying to navigate and do whatever I ask the model to do. So now I want you to imagine how you can empower your agent with web browsing capabilities. That's massive because now really it can do everything by calling APIs and generating code plus the web browsing. Okay? So if you're thinking about your roadmap of building agentic workflow and you are integrated with the third-party providers, web browsing is quite important. Cool? Yeah, I'll get question at the end, but we get quite quick one.
Yeah, it has to do with that one. So when we use Nova, that means it's not checking on Virgin Atlantic, but it needs the connection to Virgin Atlantic, or can it just check on any other?
That's a website. That's a public. So I told my command, or not a command as like I gave it there with my agent, say go and browse Virgin Atlantic. So you don't need any integration. It's like human. Go into the browser, browse Virgin Atlantic.
But does it have to be Virgin Atlantic?
No, anything.
It's connected to Nova, or
Yeah.
could it be any random?
Any website. It just open the browser like human and browse and take actions like you.
Okay, maybe my understanding. Did you tell it that it should check Virgin?
Yeah, I tell that.
Okay.
Yeah. I tell at the beginning. In my demo, just go to Virgin Atlantic and do it this way from there. So if you see here, and I say just to start browsing Virgin Atlantic. Okay. So that was my thing. So in the future, or not in the future, when you build it.
If you don't, sorry, just to finish this.
Yeah.
If you don't say Virgin Atlantic, it would just randomly go to any other traveling.
I don't know what would be the response of the model. Most probably it will ask you, where do you want to book your flight? So most probably we do it this way. So I want you to think about when you have an agent, we try to provide tools to this agent. So AI is moving from, or GenAI is moving from the chatbot giving an answer to take actions. If it can do the action through coding or through an API, that's brilliant. But if can't, and there is many things that you cannot do it this way, that require like a human-like thing of browsing, then the agent will decide what it wants to do. So you don't need to write this manually. Maybe the agent will say, okay, I want to retrieve information from someplace. I want to do a booking thing on a certain restaurant. So it will just do all of the things for you, okay? And that is actually take me to, quickly, because I got only 5 minutes, to the roadmap that we have for Nova. We talked about text-to-text, multimodal to text, text-to-image, text-to-video, voice-to-voice, and even Nova Act. We're going to be releasing Nova any-to-any model. It's just simply take any input and generate any output of that. And that's required definitely a different embedding models for people who's technically here on the room. But that's on the roadmap of Nova. And I'm happy to discuss this more when we come. Okay, maybe this is one of the few slides that I will talk about AWS. So in AWS, we have something called Generative AI Stack. So in Generative AI Stack is have the layers. On the top, there is a ready-made applications that you can use within your organization to increase the employee productivity. Like Amazon Q for business, that's like, think about it as like your internal ChatGPT thing. And you get Amazon Q developer for your developer, which I will talk about it, and also for a BI tool. If you want to build the generative AI applications, one of the easiest tools that can help you to do that on the market, as you hear from the team, is Amazon Bedrock. This is the platform that allows you to build an GenAI application from the starting that you can select from different model provider, not only Nova, you can find there from OpenAI, because we have OpenAI now. Anyone know that we have OpenAI on AWS?
As of a few months ago, you guys never supported OpenAI.
Yeah.
It must be a recent thing now.
Yeah, we just recently added 2-3 weeks ago. It's the open source model. Yeah. Yeah, that's a crazy thing. Like you can just like take one day off, come back, you find a completely different thing. So yeah, holiday is crazy. Yeah.
Exactly. The thing is, when you come back, you don't have
Yeah.
a whole stack over
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, it's crazy. So Bedrock is there, and then you can even build and use the infrastructure to build whatever you want. So I just want to quickly show you, this is Amazon Q for Business. It looks like ChatGPT. You can come and ask any questions here. It can connect it securely to your internal resources. And you remember, I think, Ben, you was covering this when he talked about when you build a RAG application, you want to be sure that you maintain permissions. So when you connect Amazon Q business to your data sources, it also copy the permissions with that. So it maintains the permission. So if I ask question that a document that I have access to in Office 365 on Google Docs, I will get an answer. If I don't have access to those permissions, Amazon Q Business will not give you the answer. So we not only connect the data source to build a generative AI RAG application, but also connect it with the access control list. Okay. Bedrock, for any data scientists or tech people here on the room? Okay, brilliant. So when you're building an agentic workflow specifically, there is a lot of things that you need to be aware about it. And last week or week before, we launched something called, within Bedrock called Agent Core. So Agent Core is a platform that allows you to specifically quickly build your agent to address the challenges that the team was talking about. From example, I want to run my agent. I want to scale it when a lot of requests come to handle things like DDoS. So there is a runtime that not only accepts our own agentic framework, it supports 3 things like crew.ai, strands, LangChain, LangGraph, all that stuff. Different models, and also it's come with a gateway. So when you're talking about denial of service, securely publish your agent, gateway is there. It integrated with identity and single sign-on, and have memory to maintain chat, and definitely as well observability for analyzing and understanding what's happening. I don't have much time to talk about Agent Core, but it's one of the key things that you need to think about, because recently we announced this one. So for example, and just to show you this is a quick demo, and I will not have time to play it all, but I just quickly show you part of it. Think about this as kind of like a deep search thing. Instead of you have one agent do everything, you have one supervisor agent that is actually can communicate with a multi-agent. So I can come and ask question here about like an FSI. I say like, okay, what is the market cap for gambling? They will come back and say, this is what is exactly you're trying to understand, which market? And I say for US online. It will come back and start now to trigger one of those agents to go and grab for me the answer. So that could be a web search, web browsing, connected to your RAG, but it's a multi-agent thing. Okay, so it's a multi-agents happening. Then later you can ask different question, and it will go and trigger different agent. So that's to build, can it take a lot of time and effort. So Agent Core can really help you to quickly accelerate that. And I want to close with the last demo that recently we launched. Anyone use Cursor or Windsurf and all that stuff? Anyone hear about Kiro? Okay, so 2 people. So we have our own now. Recently, also we announced something called Kiro, which is our agentic AI IDE end-to-end. And this is like a quick demo that I built actually last night in around 2 hours using Kiro. So I had an idea, because I'm meeting, me and my friend here, Andrea, every day we meet different customers. So I thought like, what about if just simply draw an idea of a project that I want to say that this idea of the project that you saw, I drew it in a napkin, that it was there, but it was just very quick. And I described that I want to tell the application about my customer, and then it come back giving me the details on how I prepare for my meeting. And all what you saw is just simply, I will upload the image to a folder, and I tell Kiro I had an idea there, and then Kiro say, okay, I see these images, and that's what I think you're trying to do. Then it asks me more questions, so I will provide an answer. And from that moment, Kiro will kick off what we call is like a spec mode, which is actually going through 3 phases. First of all, ensuring if my requirement is met. And then it will go for design, looks like an engineer designing everything, and then split that to tasks. And as you see here, it will take the voice, transcribe it, and then display it on Streamlit, and play it with Bully, and then we'll play it back to everyone. And that's all just because of this image that I put at the beginning. And now I say deploy this on AWS, so all the back end will be deployed in AWS. All what I just provided in my CLI is my IAM identity on AWS, so give it access to go and deploy. And then now I say build the front end for me, so it will go and build the front end as you see here. And you can also click follow in Kiro, so it will tell you where exactly what Kiro is trying to do. So the spec mode is quite unique in Kiro in terms of this 3 stages. And it took me around 2 hours or so, and I got this interface at the end. That's all built by Kiro, 0 code that I wrote there. And as you see here, all the details, I can upload my audio, it converted, it's all giving personalization as well, and using Claude 3.7 behind the scene. I can come here and I can record my message about my meeting. And then, as you're going to be hearing it here,
I will be meeting Amazon UK GM to discuss how generative AI can help increase employee productivity, enhance operations, and provide better customer experience.
And that's it. And as I said, process. That way, all of this is 0 code. It's just simply from a single image that I draw in a napkin, get my audio, and give me an audio back. And I just describe that you just have to do it through Bedrock. That's it. Now, this is the response.
Hello.
From
I've analyzed
Bedrock.
your meeting about meeting with Amazon UK GM to discuss generative AI. Here's your preparation guide. Meeting focus. The meeting will focus on exploring how generative AI can be leveraged to increase employee productivity, enhance operational workflows, and improve customer experience within Amazon UK.
So I'll just stop here because I think you get the idea. So try Kiro today, or try Amazon Q Developer as well is doing that. All of these tools, you can scan this QR code. It will take you to AWS Agentic AI, and you mainly take you through all the stages, how you can, GenAI and all the Agentic AI as well, what we're doing in Agentic AI, what's the tool is available, and what is the recent services that we just launched. This is the QR code that you can find all the details about this page. And with that, I would say, I'm really wondering what is the next question that you will ask. Thank you, guys.
Any plans by Amazon